Good afternoon. It's September the 18th, 2015, and time to wrap it up for the day and the week. We came in this morning with the idea that the market would close at 1950. That was the price that made the market maker the most money. Yesterday's play-in options was 1950 puts and 2,000 calls. Mathematically, the close was 1975, and we did get a good run up to it. We, as you can see right here, we had 1, 2, 3 moves higher. The trading is difficult as it always is in this contract. It is very, very choppy. These bars are 4, sometimes 6 points in length or height, and you're executing with very, very poor trade location. So the trick is to lean against these pivot highs and see how far the market will take you. Lean against these pivot lows, lean against these pivot lows, lean against that pivot high. They're smaller trades, some of them are huge. Lean against those pivot lows right there. It took a while to take off. This pivot low, got to go into the overnight session right here to find this one. Market comes in and you can just see how they just take us higher. But when you hit these points, you get pretty nice trades off of them. And it's a much more active form of trading. But this idea of getting in, and this stuff has worked since the late 1980s, when we take out this bar's high, or when we take out this bar's low, for instance, right there. We're just giving up too much trade location. The market conditions have changed and we have to change. And the way that you get around and the way that you beat it is to move to a 10-minute chart. And on a 10-minute chart, you can see during the day session just leaning against that high, leaning against that low. Don't get a trade up here. We do get a trade down in here to the long side. We don't get a trade over here. We do get a trade right there. This trade right here would have stopped out. That would have been a loser. That was the trade of the day right there. And and the issue is, do I take 1 point, 3 points, 7 points? One of these trades was a 7-point trade today. So it's very, very difficult trading, and the reason is that the big guys are head faking. They're battling it out amongst themselves, and makes it tough for the smaller retail account. Okay, lower high, lower low on the E-mini. That favors a retest of today's low and or lower prices tomorrow. And what's disappointing in this action today, the Fed kept interest rates the same, didn't do anything, and the market sold yesterday afternoon. You can see that it finished weak and then it sold again today. So the market is saying, give me more money. Got a B pattern right here that favors lower prices, maybe a retest of the stops below 40 minimally. We're looking to sell it come Monday morning. We do have some news on Monday. We've got existing home sales, 5.6 million. And these numbers have been coming in mixed. Sometimes they beat, sometimes they don't. Then Atlanta, inflation and expectations, plus 1.8 on an annualized basis, and that seems a little bit high. So right now, if the market were to close at 47.50, we'd be trying to sell 54s to 59, sell 1, and 64s to 69, sell 2. On the buy side, we'd open it up 35 to 40, and then 25 to 30 for buy 2. And that would do it. And we'll come in and we'll adjust those come Monday morning. Market looks like it's pointed lower in the reaction to the news. Yesterday's week close and today's selling suggests that there's more selling to come. Have a good one, Jack. Okay, looking at the 10-year higher high because of this higher low. So we've got resistance right in this 28.06, 28.08 area right up in here. It's pretty good resistance. We get through that, then the resistance really pops up to 28.24, 28.29, or 129 even. So the screen favors higher prices come Globex and Monday morning. Weird shaped distribution, and it's weird shaped because of the influence of the knob spread. The knob spread widened considerably today, so while the 30-year traded up and was an easier read today, this one actually showed selling early this morning. The big players got long. So right now the trade would be to sell failure to take out 28.04. If it were to close right here, or 7 to 11. On the buy side, with the close right here, got volume at 26.5. The move started from 24. I'd like to buy 21s to 25s, but may have to pay 29s. And then 13 to 17. The E-mini craters this afternoon, then 29. We'll have to move it up to 29 for Globex. Just because I say the market's going to close at a price doesn't mean that it necessarily will. But you have to admit the estimates are pretty good. Yesterday, even after that spike that run up to 2009 or 10, Alec forced me to make a call for the market's close, and I said 83, 85. It closed lower than that, but that run up to 2010 sure scared the hell out of a lot of people. Looking at the 30-year, you know, that's the appeal of the E-mini, but it also makes it very, very difficult to trade. You just don't know what you've got. It just runs and then it reverses, and it can do it big time. You know, the tune of 85 to 2010. That was a 25-point run up and a 25-point reversal. More than a 30-point reversal if you look at the close. Okay, sell failure to take out 28 to the buck. And then 7 to 11. Pretty strong day up. Might get a pause day on Monday. The breakout came from 55.10. Then from 20. So we'll make 13 to 17 by 1. Kind of get right in that little fat area right in here. And then 1 to 5. And if the knob spread contracts, so I wish like hell we didn't buy the 13 to 17 area. But this is a good contract, and you get long because you want to be long. You get short because you want to be short, and the market plays it that way. Gold managed to close on the upper end of its range. Higher low, therefore a higher high. And then we talked about this morning, this 42 area. Then it jumps up to 45, 47, and it jumps up to 55. And stops above 50. That's what it looks like to me. where the market's headed. Not the world's strongest profile, so this is resistance 40 to 42, so selling 39s to 41, sell 1, then 45 to 47, sell 2. On the buy side, we broke it out from 33. We're at 36 right now, so 33, 35 by 1. And then 31.29 by 2. Looking at crude, lower high, lower low. Got volume down here in that 44.75 area. Chart says sell it. The United States is now going to talk with Russia about Syria. You know, the Russians have offered Assad up over the last couple of years. They've done all sorts of things. The United States and England, as far as the Assad offer, refused it. They thought that he would fall by the rebels that they had armed and trained. ISIS. So the United States was really mad that Russia was going in there and said so in public, announced it. Got to be real careful, and then they sit down and talk with them. This guy that's in the White House right now isn't going to send a jet or a bomber anywhere close to where China and Russia are meddling. They do photo op wars, they do stuff like that, and then they don't really prosecute them in a way that you can win them. So 45.50 up here. This move started from 65. We're at 45.15. So 45.25 to 50 is sell 1, and 75 sell 2. Pull down to this high volume number, so 44.50, 44.75 by 1, and 44 even, 44 and a quarter by 2. $45.25 to 50 is a very, very aggressive trade. I mean, we're right here. We're very close to that right now. But the market is pointed lower, and if you want to get in, you gotta be a little more aggressive. On the buy side, we've got time to do that, unless the news changes over the weekend. I wonder what playground Assad will be retiring to. Maybe, I don't know if they'll let him go to the southern French Riviera with Idi Amin, where a lot of people went back in the old days. Okay, the euro is pointed lower. 114.50 held. We have a higher low and a higher high, so we can get short to take out today's low, but if we can't bust the 13 even, 113 even area, the market can turn back pretty quickly. So here's our spill right up here from 1368. We're at 1318. So 40 to 50. Sell 1. And then 65 to 75. Sell 2. 113 even, buy 1. The only reason it's a buy, it's a round number, some short covering. Buy 2 at 12.75. Well, we've had fun this week. Even this morning with the trades, the 3 trades talked through. 2 losers stopped out. We had 1 winner that we talked through. It was possible to get 7 if you took yourself out for a 3-point, you ended up losing 5 points you ended up losing, which was our trading target. You ended up losing $50. If you got more, you got closer to break even. So not a whole lot of fun, believe me, but it wasn't the end of the world either. And we're just going to take the trades that were I didn't buy the low, I'm going to sell the high. I didn't sell the high, I'm going to buy the low. And the market's going to offer us those trades, and we're just going to put them on and see what happens, and hopefully we learn from how to stay with the trend and how to go with it. Y'all have a great weekend. It's been fun. The momentous FOMC announcement finally arrived, and they did nothing as we surmised. I just don't see how the Fed can ever raise interest rates. Something from the outside will come in and force their hand, but I don't see what it is yet. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm out of here.